Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a conversation in English and suddenly your brain freezes? You know what you want to say, you have the words somewhere in your mind, but they're stuck in your native language, waiting to be translated. And by the time you finish translating in your head, the moment has passed. The conversation has moved on. You feel frustrated, embarrassed, maybe even defeated. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something right now. You are not alone. And more importantly, this is not your fault. This happens to millions of English learners every single day. But here's the good news. You can fix this. You can train your brain to think directly in English without that exhausting translation step. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in just 14 days. Hi, I'm Aurora, and welcome to English with Aurora. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest obstacles that holds people back from fluency, that invisible barrier between knowing English and actually speaking it naturally. We're going to break down why your brain insists on translating everything, and I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step plan to stop that habit and start thinking in English automatically. This isn't theory. This is practical, proven, and it works. So, if you're ready to finally speak English without that annoying delay, stay with me. This could be the video that changes everything for you. Let's start with the truth. Translating in your head is not a sign that you're bad at English. It's actually a natural stage of learning. When you first start learning any language, your brain relies on what it already knows. Your native language, it's like using a map in a foreign city. You need that reference point. But here's the problem. If you keep using that map forever, you'll never truly know the city. You'll always be a tourist, never a local. And that's what happens when you keep translating. You stay a tourist in English. You never feel at home. So why does this happen? Your brain has been wired in your native language for years, maybe decades. Every thought, every emotion, every reaction is processed in that language. It's your default setting. When you try to speak English, your brain doesn't have a direct path yet, so it takes a detour. It goes to your native language first, finds the word, translates it, and then delivers it in English. That's why there's a delay. That's why conversations feel exhausting. That's why you can read and understand English well, but speaking feels like climbing a mountain. But here's what most people don't realize. Fluency isn't about knowing more words. It's about creating new pathways in your brain. It's about training your mind to associate ideas directly with English words without the middleman. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build those pathways. And the best part? It only takes 14 days to start seeing real progress. Now, before we dive into the plan, let me tell you a quick story. I once had a student named Carlos. Carlos had been studying English for over 5 years. He had a huge vocabulary. He could read English novels. He aced grammar tests, but when he tried to speak, he would pause constantly. His face would tense up. You could literally see his brain working overtime, translating every single word. He was so frustrated that he almost gave up. He told me, Aurora, I think I'm just not built for speaking English. I said, Carlos, that's not true. You just need to change the way your brain processes English. We worked together for 2 weeks using the exact techniques I'm about to share with you. And by the end of those 14 days, he was having full conversations without that painful delay. His confidence skyrocketed. He even got a promotion at work because he could finally communicate with international clients. That's the power of thinking in English. All right, let's get into the plan. I'm going to give you daily activities that will rewire your brain step by step. You don't need hours of study, just 15 to 20 minutes a day with focus and consistency. Are you ready? Let's go. Day 1 and 2, start talking to yourself in English. I know it sounds silly, but this is the foundation. You need to create a safe space where you can practice thinking in English without pressure. No judgment, no mistakes, just you and the language. Here's how you do it. As you go through your day, describe what you're doing out loud in English. For example, when you wake up, say, I'm waking up. I'm stretching my arms. I feel a little tired, but I'm ready for the day. When you're making breakfast, say, I'm pouring water into the kettle. I'm going to make some coffee. I love the smell of fresh coffee. When you're getting dressed, say, I'm putting on my blue shirt. It's comfortable. I think I'll wear my black shoes today. You see what's happening here? You're training your brain to think in English about everyday actions. You're not translating. You're directly connecting actions with English words. Do this for 2 days. Talk to yourself as much as possible. In the shower, while driving, while cooking, while walking. Anywhere, everywhere. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, this is where the magic begins. Day 3 and 4. Label everything around you. This technique works wonders. Take sticky notes and label objects in your house with their English names. Your mirror, your door, your bed, your lamp, your coffee mug, your fridge, but don't just write the word. Every time you see that object, say a full sentence using it. For example, when you see the word fridge, say, I'm opening the fridge to get some milk, or the fridge is full of healthy food. When you see the word mirror, say, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, or this mirror makes my room look bigger. You're building direct associations. You're training your brain to think in English when it sees these objects, not in your native language. Do this for 2 days. Add as many labels as you can. Make your environment an English learning space. Day 5 and 6. Think in simple sentences. By now, your brain is starting to get used to English. It's time to level up. Start narrating your thoughts in simple English sentences throughout the day. Not out loud this time, but in your mind. For example, when you're waiting for the bus, think, the bus is late today. I hope it comes soon. I need to get to work on time. When you're eating lunch, think, this food is delicious. I really like the flavor. I should eat more vegetables. When you're watching a show, think, this character is funny. I wonder what will happen next. I'm enjoying this episode. The key is to keep the sentences simple. Don't try to translate complex thoughts yet. Just focus on expressing basic ideas directly in English. Do this for 2 days. Let your inner voice start speaking English naturally. Day 7 and 8. Use English for your emotions. This is a game changer. One of the reasons we struggle to think in English is because our emotions are deeply tied to our native language. When you're happy, sad, angry, or excited, your brain automatically expresses those feelings in the language you grew up with. So we need to change that. Start expressing your emotions in English. When something makes you happy, say or think, I'm so happy right now. This feels amazing. When you're frustrated, say, I'm feeling frustrated. I need to take a deep breath. When you're tired, say, I'm exhausted. I need some rest. When you're excited, say, I'm so excited about this. I can't wait. Do this every time you feel a strong emotion. Over these 2 days, your brain will start associating feelings with English words. And that's when English starts to feel like your language, not just a subject you studied in school. Day 9 and 10. Have imaginary conversations. This might sound a little crazy, but it works. Pretend you're talking to someone in English. Create a full conversation in your mind or out loud. For example, imagine you're at a coffee shop. You say, hi, I'd like a cappuccino, please. The barista says, sure, would you like a small or large? You say, large, please. And can I also have a blueberry muffin? The barista says, of course. Anything else? You say, no, that's all. Thank you so much. Or imagine you're at a job interview. The interviewer says, tell me about yourself. You say, well, I have 5 years of experience in marketing. I love working with creative teams and I'm passionate about building strong brands. The interviewer says, that's great. What's your biggest strength? You say, I think my biggest strength is my ability to stay calm under pressure. I work well in fast-paced environments. Do this with different scenarios. At the airport, at a restaurant, meeting a new friend. Talking to your boss. The more you practice these imaginary conversations, the more prepared your brain will be for real ones. And here's the secret. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real conversation and an imaginary one. It's building the same pathways either way. Day 11 and 12. Stop translating specific words. By now, you've built a strong foundation. It's time to tackle the habit directly. Choose 10 words that you always translate in your head. Write them down. Now, instead of thinking of the translation, think of a picture or a feeling. For example, if you always translate the word happy, don't think of the word in your language. Instead, picture a smiling face. Feel the warmth in your chest. Associate the word happy directly with that image and feeling. If you always translate the word tired, don't think of your language. Picture heavy eyelids. Feel the weight in your body. Do this with all 10 words. Carry the list with you. Every time you think of one of those words, force yourself to skip the translation and go straight to the image or feeling. It takes effort at first, but after 2 days, you'll notice the translation step starting to fade. Day 13 and 14, immerse yourself completely. These are your power days. For these 2 days, I want you to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Change your phone language to English. Watch videos in English without subtitles. Listen to podcasts in English while you're doing chores. Read short articles in English before bed. Think in English. Talk to yourself in English. Write your to-do list in English. Even count in English. If you're cooking and you need 3 eggs, say, I need 3 eggs, not the number in your native language. If you're setting an alarm, say, I'll wake up at 7 in the morning. Surround yourself with English. Let it become the soundtrack of your life for 2 days. This is the final push. This is where everything clicks. Now let's talk about some common mistakes people make when trying to think in English. First, they try to translate complex thoughts too soon. Don't do that. Start simple, build up slowly. Second, they give up after a few days because they don't see immediate results. Remember, your brain needs time to rewire. Be patient, be consistent. Third, they only practice when they're studying. No, you need to live in English even if it's just in your mind. Make it part of your daily life. And fourth, they're afraid of making mistakes. Listen, when you're thinking in English, there's no one judging you. It's just you and the language. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Let me share one more story with you. I had a student named Lena. Lena was preparing for a big presentation at work. She was terrified because she had to present in English in front of 20 people. She knew the content. She had all the information. But every time she practiced, she would freeze because she was translating in her head. We did this 14-day plan together, and on day 14, she gave her presentation. She told me later, Aurora, I can't believe it. I wasn't translating. The words just came. I was thinking in English. I felt like a different person. She nailed the presentation. Her boss was impressed. And more importantly, she felt proud of herself. That's what I want for you. That feeling of confidence. That feeling of freedom. So here's my challenge for you. Commit to these 14 days. Don't skip a day. Don't make excuses. Just do it. And I promise you, by the end of 2 weeks, you'll notice a real difference. You'll catch yourself thinking in English without trying. You'll respond faster in conversations. You'll feel more confident. And that's when everything changes. Remember, fluency isn't about perfection. It's about connection. It's about expressing yourself without that wall between your thoughts and your words. And you can do this. You have everything you need right now. You just need to take the first step. English is not just a language, it's a door. A door to new opportunities, new friendships, new experiences, new versions of yourself. And thinking in English is the key that unlocks that door. So don't let fear hold you back. Don't let frustration stop you. You are capable, you are strong, and you are ready. Start today, talk to yourself. Label your world, narrate your thoughts, feel your emotions in English, have those imaginary conversations. Build those pathways, immerse yourself. And in just 14 days, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. I believe in you. I've seen this transformation happen hundreds of times, and I know it's going to happen for you too. So go out there and start thinking in English. Your future self will thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep shining. I'll see you in the next video.